Okay, so I spent a really long time convincing myself not to do this, and I changed my mind. I'm gonna do it. I've been looking for like really cheesy Halloween games to play for my YouTube channel because A, Halloween is the best holiday of the year. I don't care. Halloween is my favorite time of the year. I freaking love Halloween so much. I love being scared, first and foremost. Like, being scared, I love to be scared. Like, spooks are amazing. It's usually during the spooks that I'm just like, no, this was a terrible idea. And then afterwards, I'm like, oh my god, that was the best thing I've ever done in my life. So, this is a Halloween Otome. And, I've been going back and forth on this. And, we're gonna call ourselves Darkovika. Oops, nope, just kidding. Alright, and we're gonna call ourselves Darkovika Dragon. And we're gonna do the mini games, but I have a guide set up so that I can cheat because mini games are hard. And the winner is, I love this art. Before we even continue, this is amazing. I got this game on Desera for free, and the art is phenomenal for a free Otome. I am a connoisseur of Otomes, so I'm sorry. I know that's weird and like that's super like it's so stereotypical for a girl gamer to be like, I love Otomes. I love all Otomes. Yuri, yaoi, straight, I don't care. Otomes are Otomes are Otomes. What I will not play is hentai Otomes because I'm a really awkward person when it comes to like stuff like hentai and just that area in general. I get so awkward. I'm just a really private person in general, so like talking about that stuff because I was raised really, I don't want to say proper because that's not really the right term anymore. People can make jokes about it these days and still be proper, but like even making jokes about it, like that's what she said, jokes are so hard for me to make. Like, because I just kind of sit there and I'm like, I feel wrong. I don't want to make it stop. And I turn like so red. It's so awkward. So, but like, I love Otomes. I just, they're my thing. Okay, so anyways, the winner is, drum roll please. That was my drum roll. A lucky lady by the name of Darkovika Dragon. Congratulations, you've just won yourself an invite to one of the most exclusive and sought-out Halloween getaways ever. Man, am I jealous. Well, look how's the prize look at this art! I don't know what it is, but I love this art style of anime. We'll be in contact with you to sort out the details shortly, but for now, let's get back to some smooth tune. His voice abruptly cut off as my best friend Mira switched the radio off. I don't know what the sound... I'm just gonna move this down to like 35 because I have the sound down in-game as well, but it just... No, I know it's not loud, so I'm gonna put it up to 50 because I know it's not loud. It just gets super... Because it's always better to have your sound low than it is to have it too high, then people can't hear you. Anyways, blah blah blah. Mira switched the radio off. You won. You actually, I can't believe you get to, I'm so jealous. This is also where we get to play with Darkovika's voice acting. I actually won. I'd never expected to win. In fact, I'd only entered the competition as a joke when I realized how much Mira wanted to go. Going on a getaway surrounded by star-studded performers and hosted by the famous actor Eric Valdemar was exactly the kind of thing a social butterfly like Mira lived for. I, on the other hand, would just feel nervous and gauche around people of that nature. Gauche! What a big word. It's also written so well for a free Otome. You usually play free Otomes and it's like, nah, that's the English. Maybe you can go in my place? Were you not paying attention to the rules? The prize is non-transferable. Her arms are really oddly shaped, though. Like, is that just me? I don't know if it's the shirt style, but her arms look really teeny tiny. Oh, well, if I decline, they can pay. Oh, no, you don't. If I can't go, I sure as hell am not letting you back out. I need you to go and tell me all the details when you get back. Please, I won't ask for anything else ever. Mira... Come on! You can tell me, you can't tell me there isn't a performer you want to meet. It's not just actors. It's singers, models, just all around famous people. I think she covered the bases there. Exactly. What if I make a fool of myself? I'll stick out like a sore thumb. By the way, the character design in this is freaking fantastic. They actually have character. Everyone's going to be in costume for the entire 2 weeks. They won't know you're not one of them. Besides, even if you mess up, it's not like they'll never, ever find out who you are. Well, I guess I do have a few weeks of vacation time stored up, but think about the type of food a fancy event like this will... I'm in. Literally, I get along with this character on an emotional level. Food is life. I love food. I don't eat as much as I used to because I don't exercise anymore. And when I was in high school, I was in marching band and I ate like a truck. But like now, because I don't exercise and I just sit on my butt all day, I don't eat as much. I literally eat like a Barbie doll. Blah, blah, blah. If there's good food, I'm there. Yes! Thank you so much! I'll love you forever! There's just one problem. What am I going to wear? Scoff me. I love her costume. I looked around at all the magnificently costumed guests and couldn't help but feel out of place. My own costume, that of an elven archer, minus the elf ears, certainly wasn't cheap, but it made me feel like a little kid playing dress-up. Alright, so really quickly, I'm just gonna... I hate doing things wrong in Otomes. Like, I don't think there's been a single Otome that I've played that I haven't had a game guide up for it, because I hate screwing up in Otomes. I'm sorry, this is just a thing for me. Like, it's almost an OCD thing. I refuse to screw up in Otomes. It just, I feel incomplete. Blah, blah, blah. My own costume, that of an elven archer minus the elf ears, blah, blah, blah. I was too nervous to actually go up to anyone, so no one paid me any attention as I leaned against the wall. Mira's going to be very disappointed if the rest of the getaway is like this. I was contemplating trying to start a conversation when the lights went out. A murmur went through the hall. I could hear people shuffling, but stayed where I was. There was less chance of being knocked over with the wall at my back after all. Oh, by the way, for those of you wondering what happened to Alien, I'm doing a little bit of research on it just because I wanted to double check that it's okay to post videos of that game on YouTube. After all, it was made by Sega, and Sega's kind of notorious for not being cool with YouTubers and Let's Players, and at the most, I will continue to probably upload the videos. I'm just not going to monetize them, and I probably will try to cut out cutscenes or at least speed them up, just because usually that's where things go wrong. And I might take out the music. I'm not sure, because usually most companies have issues with you playing the music from their games. Oh my gosh, it's really hot in here. Hang on, I gotta turn on my fan. It's this one. Okay. I have a weird fan, I'm sorry. Gosh, I'm on the cord. I'm on all kinds of... messed everything up. Oh, now the cord's all wrapped around my chair. It's fine. So professional. Alright. This guy! It seemed that our host had finally decided to put in an appearance. This guy's awesome. He's not one of the men, unfortunately, that you can romanticize. Good evening, and welcome to this year's spooktacular event. A collective groan rose from the crowd, but he continued without paying it any heed. Wait a minute, I forgot to check and see if this is in the... Nope, you can't see the fan. We're good. I know that many of you have attended this event in previous years, but for the sake of the newcomers... Oh, I read that wrong. I will explain the rules! Rules? Why do we need rules? Well, apart from common sense ones. As always, we have a little game to make these 2 weeks much more fun. A few years ago, it was a murder mystery, and I think last year's contest was to see who could correctly guess the most people's identities. This year, we decided to spice it up a bit. Spat everywhere. You will be split into groups of 4 and given tasks to complete. Then you will be given points depending on if and how you complete them. The team with the most points wins. I just want to make him super, like, over the top and fancy. The crowd was silent. No enthusiasm? What do we win? The honor of being this year's champions. Another collective groan. This guy is a lot less cool than I thought he'd be. Are you kidding me? This guy's fantastic. I kid. We do have amazing prizes, but those are a surprise. The mansion has been remodeled to suit the Halloween feel and cater to the tasks. There are also secret passages, but those are mostly for the servants to get around swiftly. If you enter them and get lost, it could be days before we find you. So please, don't. To add to the fun, it is mandatory that you protect your identity until Halloween is over. It is so much more interesting interacting with people who don't know who you are. I feel like he probably put this rule in specifically for my character. At least I don't have to worry about anyone finding out that I'm a nobody. I think that's it.
How are we going to be put into groups? Do we decide?
Oh, I totally forgot about that! The teams have already been randomly selected. When you return to your rooms tonight, you should find a dossier with all the details you need about your team. Any other questions?
The Phantom? Really?
Well, I've already done so many iconic roles that it's only fitting I be the other Eric at least once in life. Well, I think that wraps up the formalities, so mingle! He's like a little tilt after it. The lights cut out once again on his very last word before returning a few moments later.
Drama queen.
Well, he is... Shut up. I love this chick. I caught sight of a young woman making her way towards me. I love her character model. I feel like she's a cameo from something because she only pops up twice, but she seems so important when she does pop up. I don't think I've seen you speak to anyone yet. You've been watching me? No, not exactly. It's just that every time I looked over here, I'd see you all alone. I thought you might like some company. Oh, so you came here out of pity. My character is so dark. Just accept the friendship. No, you just reminded me of a friend of mine. She tends to shy away from social interaction. I see. Well, I'm not exactly shy, just maybe a little out of my comfort zone. Is it your first time? I know the first time can be quite intimidating. It's a party. Well, I guess parties can be intimidating. Yeah. Was yours? Not exactly, but then I wasn't alone. The faint tune of a familiar song began to play. Oh, speak of the devil. She quickly pulled out her phone and answered it. You do realize that it hasn't even been 24 hours, right? Fine, just hold on a second. She shot me an apologetic smile. Pardon me, but this may take a while. She left to find a quiet place to continue the phone call. And this guy. Alright, anyways. And what is such a vision of loveliness doing standing all alone? He's a vampire. I beg your pardon? You're not in the mood to socialize? Not particularly. Then I guess I should leave. My character's so rude. You don't have to. He grimaced as he glanced at his watch. I actually do, but I hope we get the chance to spend more time together over the next 2 weeks. He shot me a brief smile before disappearing among the partygoers. Well, that was something. Those brief encounters bolstered my courage enough that I looked around for someone else to talk to. This guy! He's adorable! To my left there was a werewolf that looked like he was trying to blend in with the wall, and to my right there was a mummy leaning disinterestedly against the wall and sipping at a glass of wine. Everyone else seemed to already be absorbed in conversation. I think I'll try talking to the werewolf. I walked over to him, trying to look confident instead of nervous. Hi. He's adorable. Also, they explain the reason his ears move. Apparently they're mechanical and they respond to his emotions. A long time ago, people would have been like, you can't make stuff like that, but actually that's a thing now. He started before looking around for a second to see if I was speaking to someone else. Hi. You don't seem very comfortable. It's, my first time here. It's quite intimidating. This is mine as well, and I definitely agree about it being intimidating. Yeah. Maybe we first-timers should stick together? Maybe, but, don't we have to stick to our groups when the game starts? I guess we do. Still, we're bound to have some free time, right? I guess. I need to go. My manager is calling. See you later, then. Later. I watched him scurry off like a scared little rabbit. That explains him very well. That is his character. I didn't expect a famous person to be that skittish. I wonder what he does. I still have time. I might as well see if the other guy would be willing to talk to me. I tried to use the walk over to think of something to say to him, but before I knew it, I was in front of him with nothing worthwhile to say. Hi. His eyes flicked toward me for a second before returning to stare straight in front of him. The dismissal in the act was clear, but I decided to give it one more shot. This isn't quite your scene either? This isn't going anywhere. The rest of the party was pretty uneventful, and I couldn't help but feel relieved to get to the room I'd be staying in. We had to hand our phones over to the servants before we left, so we wouldn't be able to cheat. I wasn't exactly happy about handing my phone over to a stranger, but no one else had complained, so I didn't either. I could finally take this costume off and relax. Before I could, however, I noticed that there was a file on the bed. Oh, right, my teammates. I hope they're nice. Hey, it's Mr. Bandages! Occupation, he's a model. Skills, keeping awkward poses, speed changing, lip reading, sharpshooting, and intimidation. Yeah. That sounds about right. That's a really cool skill to have, though. Lip reading and keeping awkward poses. What does that even mean? I opened the file to the first page and let out a groan. The mummy from earlier. Mr. Bandages, huh? Skills? Why would we... Wait, what does my page say? I flipped the pages until I found mine. I love this. This is hilarious. They have like a picture of her eating. Obviously, someone took this picture while she was there, and she was clearly at the food table just pigging out. Occupation? Unknown. Skills? Unknown. Sounds about right. Miss Archer, skills unknown. At least it's not something embarrassing. So far, it's me and Mr. Bandages. I hope the other two have a better disposition than he does. I turned the pages to see that the vampire that had approached me earlier was another of my teammates. The Count, occupation actor, skills negotiating, speed changing, trivia, navigating, and food connoisseur. So this is... Oh, yay. We're gonna get along. So negotiating... Oh, he's also he's got speed changing and navigating. And trivia. I'll have to remember that. I've never actually read these. The Count. At least he's friendly. Now for the moment of truth. The last member of our team, Mr. Wolf. He's a singer. His skills are reading music, playing various instruments, dancing, writing music, singing, and former Boy Scout. That's a skill. Alright, I'll take it. Awesome. Everything has to do with music. Which makes sense because he's a singer. I heaved a sigh of relief. A shy teammate is much better than a jerky one. I wonder if we'll be able to work together or if we're doomed to fail from the start. No point worrying about that now, though. I need to get some sleep. I had just finished putting on one of my spare costumes. They had asked us to pack spares so that we wouldn't have people randomly switching costumes every day and causing confusion, when a tone played throughout the room. Good morning to all my wonderful guests. Well, I guess the mansion is big enough to warrant a PA system. I hope everyone slept well, because you're all going to need your energy. It's too early for this. The first task is about to begin. Shouldn't we at least get breakfast first? Each team has been assigned a meeting room, and everyone should be receiving a page with directions and the task objective right about now. As he said that, a sheet of paper slid under the door and into the room. Did he seriously have his staff? Good luck! Another tone signaled the end of the announcement. Might as well get this over with. Maybe then I'll get to eat. I swiftly made my way to the meeting room to see Mr. Wolf already there looking around. Good morning, Mr. Wolf. Miss Archer. Good morning. So, any idea where the rest of our teammates are? Or if we'll be getting breakfast soon? I'm starving. I'm not sure. I haven't really met them. I have an energy bar if you want it. Before I could finish responding, the door swung open to reveal an irate Mr. Bandages. What is this? Oh, I need to give him a much fancier voice. He slammed a page down on the table. My skill sheet? Exactly. Wait, I need to give him a really stuffy voice. A skill sheet, except there are no skills. It'd be just like Eric to put me in a group of useless people. That'll work for now. Calm down, Mommy. What kind of gentleman refers to a lady as useless? The Count walked into the room unperturbed by Mr. Bandages. What did you just call me? That is hardly important right now. You're right. What is important is this task. I refuse to lose this game of his. Again, you mean? It's not like you've ever won. And how would you know that? The previous winners were all either females, old men, or child stars. Really, it's not that hard to figure out. Mr. Bandages is upset. Seemingly finished with the conversation, the Count turned his attention from Mr. Bandages to me. Miss Archer, it's delightful to see you again. I'm gonna give him a fancy voice as well because he's like a huge flirt. Likewise, I honestly wasn't expecting to be put into a team with anyone I met yesterday. It must be fate, although I do apologize for you having to put up with Mr. Living Dead over there. I was saved from having to answer by the arrival of a waiter wheeling in a breakfast cart. Food! Yes! Perfect timing. I was starting to get a bit hungry. This isn't the time for food! There's always time for food. There really is. We do need energy. You've been outvoted, Mr. Grumpy. Fine. We all sat down to eat the delicious food. Mr. Bandages didn't even wait for us to finish eating before bringing up the game again. The first task seems easy enough. It's finding and opening a door, right? Yes, but knowing Eric, it's probably not that simple. The task requires 3 people, so I'd say you're right. What happens to the 4th person? Angry. They will be taken to the goal area by the staff to wait for the others to arrive. I don't know why you're telling her this. It was written on the page with the task. I hadn't actually bothered to read more than the directions earlier. See? We're so similar! I don't read directions either. I can sit out if no one else wants to. That is... Your skills might actually be useful. It's Miss Archer who apparently has no skills, so she should sit out. Hey, I have skills! Well, what are they? Alright, so I have the guide over on this page, and alright, so I've done Mr. Wolf, and I've done Mr. Bandages, and I've done their storylines, and they're absolutely adorable. Mr. Bandages is actually a really cute storyline. Mr. Wolf is absolutely adorable. He's super shy and super cute, and oh my god, my character's oblivious in his storyline, because he, like, constantly says stuff that is super obvious, and she's like, great, thanks! I really like you too, and she, like, walks away, and he's like, it's not what I meant. But I haven't done the counts. Obviously, the response I have to give is the one that makes me super awkward. I know how to drive a man crazy. Mr. Bandages. Well, I'd certainly... Not reading that. A choking noise had me instantly turning toward a coughing Mr. Wolf, whose face, what I could see of it anyway, was beet red. Look at how adorable he is. Are you okay? Fine. Perfectly fine. Nothing wrong. That's enough foolishness. Miss Archer, you will sit this out, as you have no worthwhile skills. Hey, who died and made you leader? I'm the most logical member of our team, so it's only natural. There's nothing natural about it. A leader requires people skills, which you obviously lack. Do you want to be leader? Because that timid wolf certainly isn't going to do it. No, I didn't think so. But I say we let Miss Archer lead. What use is a leader who all in favor? I'm not opposed. I guess I don't have a problem with it. You've been outvoted again. You may want to work on those people skills of yours. Fine, but I'm not going to argue about this. Well, leader, how should we proceed? Do we know anything about this door we need to find? It's hidden and has a special lock. That's it? Pretty much. Then I guess we should split up and look for... Actually, we need to choose our team first. Right, okay, I guess I pick Mr. Wolf in the count or Mr. Bandages in the count. I choose Mr. Wolf in the count. If you're sure, let's have fun with this. Don't lose. Mr. Bandages got up and knocked on the door. It opened to reveal the waiter from earlier. Was he standing out there the entire time? I'm out. He sent a pointed look to the envelope in the waiter's hand. If that's the second clue, you can give it to Miss Archer. They elected her as leader. The waiter nodded, handed me the envelope, and then led Mr. Bandages out of the room. It seems like the second clue has finally arrived. You knew there'd be another clue? There usually is in Eric's games. So, what does it say? I opened the letter and scanned it before reading aloud. A key must be spun, a key that must be played, a third that must be solved to continue the masquerade. That's the clue, but there's also this part that says we don't need to leave this room to find the first key. I guess we should start looking. Oops, I put my volume too low. I wonder what a key that can be spun looks like. It doesn't sound like a normal one. We set out examining the contents of the room, but there was one thing I couldn't help but wonder. Where are we supposed to use this key? Who knows? We could think about it once we find it. We looked around a bit longer, but I couldn't find anything even remotely resembling a key. A loud banging noise had my head whipping around, but I couldn't see the cause. Guys, I think I found it. Mr. Wolf was under a table with only his legs sticking out. The Count removed the tablecloth to reveal Mr. Wolf holding the handle of a machine. He began turning the handle and the wall behind us started to slide open, but the moment he let go, the wall slammed back down, repeating the noise from earlier. The key that must be spun. A Wimshurst machine. I guess we're providing electricity to move the door. It's kind of hard to keep spinning. It, but if you stop, the door just slams shut. This seems really dangerous. Let me try. A lady shouldn't have to do manual labor, and I'm pretty sure I'm more suited to this. No offense. The Count and Mr. Wolf swapped positions, and the Count attempted to use the key before letting go. How long do you think you can keep it open? Long enough for the two of you to get through. I won't be able to follow through. I guess this is where we part for now. I look forward to our next meeting, Miss Archer. Hopefully we'll have good news when that time comes. Come on, Mr. Wolf. I grabbed his hand and pulled him over to the hidden door before giving the Count the go-ahead to open it. The moment it was high enough, we darted through, not wanting to risk the door falling on us. How long have I been recording for? 24. Okay, I'm gonna have to go ahead and stop it here. So, I hope you guys are enjoying this as much as I am, because I think this game is adorable. And I hope you guys are enjoying my hilarious voice acting, because why not? If you guys like me doing Otomes and stuff, and like point-and-click games, let me know, because I think they're great and hilarious. I just wonder sometimes, because there's not a whole lot that happens in them. Except me getting frustrated usually and having to pull up a game guide because I'm terrible and I have no patience. But anyways, I will talk to you guys next time. See you in the next video and see you in a flash.